the 49ers Report presented by FanDuel. I am Cam Rogers. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Happy game week, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big one. San Francisco taking on Minnesota in Minneapolis. It's probably the biggest 1 o'clock game on the slate. You see on your screen our friends at BetDSI have the Vikings as the favorite at -6. This is one of my top 5 most important games for San Francisco this season. I think the Vikings are a legit NFC contender. I actually have them projected to get a bye week in the NFC playoffs as that #1 overall seed. They are just so darn good on that defensive side. Also on the offensive side, they have some firepower too. Really balanced roster there. I'll get to my 5 keys, but this is the 49ers Report presented by FanDuel. Head to FanDuel.com/chatsports. Use that promo code chatsports, and when you deposit $5, you get $20 free. It's the #1 mobile app for daily fantasy out there. Folks, get it done. And if you're old school, you can play on your laptop too. It's a beautiful thing. And hey, if you want to challenge me for week 1 in fantasy football, DM me on Twitter. The winner of my league gets $50, no entry fee at all. So get it done. All right, so my keys to success here. Cam's keys, if you will. Contain Dalvin Cook. Cook showed a lot of promise for the Minnesota Vikings last season, eventually got hurt, and then he missed most of the year. This guy's a legit running back, and if San Francisco can't stop him, look out, because then comes the play action down the field to the likes of Kyle Rudolph and Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. You got to stop Dalvin Cook. That is point #1 there for San Francisco. And then once you do that, you can play some press coverage against Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, rough them up a little bit. They're a bit softer in terms of the toughness scale for wide receivers out there. So if Richard Sherman and Witherspoon can get in the face of Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen, that will pay dividends for San Francisco and their prognostications for this game, because let's face it, folks, this is going to be a really difficult matchup to win. Minnesota, like I said, I have them being the #1 seed in the NFC for a reason. Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen, big part of my reasoning there. So if San Francisco can stop Cook and then rough up this guy, Stephon Diggs, that'll be big. Now, in terms of the offense, Alfred Morris has to get going. You got to silence the crowd, as you see point #5. So 3 and 5 going to go hand in hand here. Get Alfred Morris going. That'll be good for the play action. All right, so if you run the football effectively with Morris, then those linebackers and those safeties come up, they suck up, they try to play the run, then you beat them downfield with the likes of Marquise Goodwin and Pierre Garçon, and heck, if you want to, George Kittle too, Trent Taylor, the list goes on. So pound Alfred Morris, use that play action, and silence the crowd. A lot of these points here just go hand in hand, because if you silence the crowd in Minnesota, that'll be good from a communication standpoint with Weston Richburg there at center and Jimmy Garoppolo there at quarterback. Those two can communicate a lot easier, and of course Jimmy can communicate with the entire offensive line, which is very important as well. So what's your prediction for this week? Let me know in comments. Are you worried? Are you confident? Are you neutral on this? Hit me up on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. I hate to say it, 49ers fans, but Minnesota's going to win this football game. It could be by more than 6 points, so if you're betting on BetDSI, you may want to go with the Vikings despite the 49ers getting 6 points in this matchup. Minnesota is just so darn good, guys. It'd be a disservice from me to you if I were to give you some sort of fool's gold here or false hype about the 49ers being able to pull this one out. I just don't think they actually get it done. That does not mean they can't be successful this year. Just a really tough start for San Francisco. Want to give a final shout out to Mizzen and Maine for sponsoring the show here and sporting my attire for today's episode. Get a shirt for yourself at comfortable.af. Really fantastic website. It's a great URL. Get it done, folks. I am Cam Rogers for the 49ers Report.